Almost everybody's been here. In case you don't know, BRIDGE is an acronym. It stands for Building Relationships, Intercultural Dialogue, and Global Engagement. So those three things are at the heart of everything we do. And one of the great ways that we bring global engagement to the campus is through our geography series. Each month, students from Johnson & Wales get to share their culture with the rest of the campus. And tonight we have a really great presentation. The Saudi Club has been working really hard on their presentation that they're going to give us all about Saudi Arabia, and then they have some really fun activities planned for you all, and we have some delicious food. So this is our last session of the year, and I'm going to turn it over to Hassan, but first I just want to mention tonight we're also going to have a musical performance as part of our session, but we just ask that you please don't take any photos during the music part tonight. So we're going to go ahead and get started now.
Nobody's going to clap, really? Thank you. Hello, everybody. My name is Hassan, and today I'm representing the Saudi Student Club in our geography series. I originally wanted to do China, but Bridge Center wouldn't let me. So before we start, I just want to get one thing out of the way. Saudi Arabia is not Dubai. Yeah. It's a common mistake. Everybody thinks Dubai is in Saudi Arabia. I actually heard somebody who thinks it's in India, but we just need to get that out of the way. So, some boring facts about Saudi Arabia. Our official name is the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, or KSA for short. Like, the size is about a third of the United States. I don't want to give a weird number. It's not going to be on the test. There is 28 million of us, and that was accounted in 2013. We were founded in September 2013, 1932, by King Abdul Aziz Al Saud. And trivia for the night, this was the third attempt to make a country in Saudi Arabia, or the Saudi country, basically. Our language is Arabic. I skipped one, by the way. Our political office is hierarchical, so there's a king, and then another king, and then another king. So there are no elections. If you're the king, basically, as long as you're alive. Our language is Arabic, and that's what they call Saudi Arabia, not Saudi English, yeah? Our capital is Riyadh, and it's actually right here, this one in the middle. And our currency is the Saudi Riyal, and the religion is Islam. Now, there is a very common misconception that Saudi Arabia is a one big desert. That's wrong. It's 3 deserts, not one. We have Rub al-Khali right in the corner, and that actually means the quarter empty. It's literally a quarter of the country, and it's empty. There's nothing but sand, basically. There's also a Nafud to the north, and another one called Dahna. I'm not sure why it's not on the map, but it exists somewhere. I mean, it's not really hard to miss a desert. To the west, you will see that we have mountains, like the green parts are mountains, and then followed by a coast. And then we have the Persian Gulf to the east. We actually call it the Arabian Gulf, but the whole world calls it Persian Gulf. I don't know why. And the Red Sea to the left, west, sorry. It's actually pretty blue, but it's called the Red Sea because the coral that lives there is red. So I'm just gonna go over one of the most unique aspects of our culture. So I had to take a note for that. Jewelry. Saudis love gold. Gold is usually it's for trading. Mostly, there are big families that have been trading gold for generations. And it's usually worn by women. Men cannot wear jewelry in Islam, or gold, basically. We also have wicker, or it's usually baskets, but it can be anything but that's you can see right there. If during the break, you can see some wicker baskets right there. Wicker basket is a very old tradition. It's kind of dying, but like in every festival, you'll see some old men trying to make wicker baskets and send them for money. But it's a very old tradition that we have. We also have prayer rugs, and that's one of the most iconic exports of Saudi Arabia. A plane. It can be really fancy, and this is the most basic form where it only has the Holy Kaaba, which we will go through later on. or it can have the Medina, and it's like really, really fancy looking stuff. They're really old. Like the design has been the same ever since I was a kid. I've never seen a new design or a new movement. It's a very preserved art. And traditional clothing. I took selfies before it was cool. So you can tell where a person is from the way they wear their scarf and the style that they wear it in. The style that I'm wearing it in is for sailors, and it's usually common on the East Coast. I used to grow up in an island, and everybody does that, basically. Usually old men, but like not young people anymore, so. The traditional, like the formal way to dress, the most professional way possible, is the white thobe. Mine is a winter thobe. It's not very professional. It's kind of casual. But the white thobe and the red scarf, we call it litra or shma, depending on the material that it's made of. We call it scarf for now, just to make it easy for everybody. So usually a red scarf or a white scarf. And scarf are basically what ties are for wearing a suit. So you can wear a button-up shirt, and you cannot wear a tie. That's fine. And it's the same for the thobe. It's okay not to wear this thing, the scarf. Yeah. If you are of high social status, that's the king, by the way. Say hi. If you're of high social status, or you are in a very special occasion where you are a high-profile person, you wear this black and gold overlay on your thobe. This is called the bisht. And it's very formal, like not anybody can just wear a bisht casually. It's way too overdressed. Or like, for example, this is Zaina's brother, by the way, and her dad. He is a groom, so he wears a bisht, and he's the father of the groom, so he wears a bisht. But say you're the king, you wear a bisht everywhere. You'll never see the king dressed in like these guys or like me. For women, I mean, most people, when people think about Saudi women, they think of women dressed in all black like ninjas or, I don't know, like witches. It's actually fading. The black abaya, that's Zaina, by the way, the black abaya is fading, and they're starting to decorate them with floral patterns or textures and colors, and it's still black, but still has like these other textures. And as you can see, I found this like off Google, like some models. Like you can see that it's no longer all black, and that's Joanne. She's wearing a more casual, like the fun part. Kabsa. Every time you meet a Saudi and they mention kabsa, you should know what it is. Kabsa is a dish usually with chicken or meat, and usually accompanied with yellow colored rice, basmati rice. And we have the traditional Arabic coffee, which, did we bring any coffee, Zaina? We brought coffee, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we brought some coffee, you can all try it. And a dish that we tried to bring today, but they didn't really bring it. This is grape leaves, which is actual leaves from a grape plant, and they roll it up with rice, and then you eat it. So speaking of food, go eat. So how's the food? I want to say thank you, but I didn't make it, so yeah. Go catering, yeah. Go school, go JWU. All right, so let's start with the other boring parts. So we're going to talk about the cities. There's a projector light in my eye, yeah. So the most important city in Saudi Arabia is Mecca. I lost my notes, found my notes. Yeah, Mecca is arguably the most important city in Saudi Arabia. It is the origin of Islam, and it's where the Prophet Muhammad was born, so Muslims everywhere hold it in high regard. All Muslims orient themselves to Mecca's direction when they pray. So if you are praying in India, you have to pray to the west. And if you're praying in, say, Egypt, you pray to the east or north. Southeast. It hosts, I don't really have the figure, but it hosts millions of Muslims every year during the pilgrimage. And if you guys can see this, like every single block, every single square is a tent, and it hosts like 5-6 people. So all of these are tents for people to live in during the pilgrimage. And as you can see here, like people pray right here. It's like the holiest place in all of Islam. And Al-Madinah is right south of Mecca, and it's as equally as important. It used to be the first Muslim capital in history of Islam, and it's where the Prophet lived most of his like leaderish life, and it's where he was buried too, and it's where all his followers basically lived, I guess. That's where Islam started, basically, where it flourished and it was accepted and tolerated. After the pilgrimage in Mecca, people visit the other mosque. This is called the Prophet Mosque, and it's really, really huge. And this is like what it looks like from the inside. Like you have all these arcs. Then there's Riyadh, and it's the most important city in Saudi Arabia itself, as when it comes to Saudi Arabia's history. It's where the king's family comes from, and it's where the country started. It's a capital city, it's where the king actually lives, and it's in the middle of the desert. So you might think that Saudi Arabia is hot all year round, but if you're in the middle of desert like in Riyadh, it gets extremely cold at night. Then there's Jeddah, arguably like the coolest. It's the Dubai of Saudi Arabia, basically. Jeddah is right on the Red Sea, and it's nicknamed the Bride of the Red Sea. It's the #1 tourist destination usually, and it's an important harbor for trading. And as you can see, it has like resorts, it has the tallest fountain in the world, and has like beautiful, beautiful beaches. Then there's my province, Eastern Province. We don't have a cool name. As you can see, it's like half modern, half extremely old. It's where the oil revolution started. Are you guys familiar with the Rhode Island system? The Rhode Island system is where you have, say, a mill, like the Slater Mill, and then a city starts forming around the mill for the workers. And that's what happens in Eastern Province, where we have 2 cities dedicated to an oil company. They're called Ras Tanura and Bahran. And these 2 cities are basically like the most modern, cutting-edge oil extraction places in the world. And then you go to like the rural areas where you find like, castles. This is Tarut Castle, that's in my hometown, and nobody knows who built it. Literally nobody. They think it was built by the Portuguese. People think they built it against the Portuguese. And some people think they used it to attack the Portuguese by the Ottomans. Nobody really knows. It just was there one day, and people said, "Oh, hey, castle! Let's make people pay to see it." So before questions, I have one small video to show you. Just can take me a moment. There we go. Saudi Arabia, while being a modern country, still holds to its old heritage. We're basically the coolest country in the world. So, do you have any questions for me?
I have a question. So you have a slide about a rug, like a carpet.
Yeah.
So what's that used for? Like,
So the thing about the carpets, we use it to pray. In Arab culture, the bottom of your shoe is considered rude or offensive. So when you are praying, so the ground is where you walk with your shoes on. So this rug is like separating you from the ground where your shoes touch.
so like when you use it, you stand to pray.
Yeah, so you use it to pray on top of, and then you basically like stand on top of it, and like if you've ever seen a Muslim prayer, like we kneel and we sit on the floor. And that just separates us basically from the ground and where that basically our shoes touch basically.
Okay. So when you don't pray, where do you put that?
Well, you fold it usually, and I mean there's really no special place where you put it, but most people put it on shelves, and then they're just like stacking like this, and then like on top of each other. It's very easy to fold, and like there's like a specific way to fold it that I'm really bad at. I just have my mom fold it for me every now and then, or I just like have one in my room where I never really use it. But yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions? So since there are no questions for me, I have questions for you. Winner gets a cookie. So, in which city do you think this is?
Dubai.
It's Dubai. Dubai is not in Saudi. Okay, what is this called? Sorry? Do you already know that? Yes, no. Correct. So, what is our currency called? Riyal. Good job. So if you want to examine some of our decorations and artifacts, and even the currencies are over there, help yourself to more food if there's any left. And I'll leave you now with a musical performance from Abdullah. And remember, no photos.